Hi, and welcome to Josh and Tim Talk Sports. This is episode 22 of the year of this season.
Season 2.
We're in between the NFL playoffs. We're going to talk about some other stuff tonight.
Yeah.
I'm Tim Shire.
I'm Josh Dome.
This is Tommy Shire, my son. He's our guest, and Chuck Kolchuk, my broadcast partner.
How we doing?
So, well, we got a lot. There's several things to talk about.
Yeah.
The world doesn't revolve around the NFL, so we got other things.
But the world does revolve around Josh and Tim Talk Sports.
Yeah, well, we know that. I mean, come on, we know that.
Yeah.
And
But
getting
we-
Wendy's after this.
We had like some sad news between this last show and this one. We had the passing of Cleveland legend. Like legend.
Legend. Like
Legend.
top tier legend.
Yes.
Hall of Fame.
Yes. John Adams, the greatest fan the Cleveland Indians, Guardians have ever seen. He passed away after a battle the last 3 years. And you know what he did? He fought like a Clevelander. He fought like an Indian. He fought like a Guardian. He fought his butt off. He wanted to get back.
Yep.
He just couldn't do it. God had other plans for him. But God gave him to us for all these years.
Yeah.
Now we can be
You know what I
strong
mean?
elsewhere.
Forever.
Forever.
And you know what? In heaven, every rally succeeds.
For sure.
And they win every game. Yes. So,
That would get boring.
what is your favorite memory of John Adams, Chuck?
Well, I've never met him personally. The games I've been to, and even watching him on TV, you just knew that he was there, and no matter good or bad. I mean, think about all the years he's been a Tribe/Guardians fan over the years, through the worst times that they went through, and just the beating of the drum, and that's what I know. I'm going to miss that.
He missed 45 games in 48 years.
Wow.
Like, that is unbelievable.
And
Less than one a year.
You can see I sat close to him. Everything I've heard, he was just a gracious human being. So
Yeah. What about you, Josh? Did you ever get a chance to meet him, or
No.
did you ever sit near him at a game?
Yeah.
When? Okay, here's a question. Tommy, I know you met him at Tribe
A
Fest.
few times.
He let Tommy beat the drum.
Met him in the bleachers too. A few times. Went up, sat by him.
Yeah,
He's always had time for everybody. So
he let Tommy beat the drum at Tribe Fest, and everybody knows when I think of the Indians, Guardians, that John Adams let my son hit his drum was like unbelievable to me. I don't ever remember. I say I became a fan in 1975. He started beating the drum the year before. I never remember it without him. You know what I mean? Like, he is as much a part of the team as any player. He was honored on a national Facebook site the other day that's called The Passing of NHL, NBA, NFL, CFL, and MLB Players.
Wow.
It always, when players die, but they did a story on him.
Wow. That
Yeah.
says a lot, man.
Yes. This is a national site out of Canada.
Wow. Out of
Yeah.
Canada.
Yes.
Wow.
And they did a story on it.
He
You know what I mean?
He was much loved in this city
Yeah.
by the organization.
Nothing negative about him, always positive.
And like you said, he missed only 45 games.
Yeah.
Really think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hard. I can tell you. I thought of this. I thought of
81
this.
home games a year,
Yes.
plus playoffs.
3,700 games they think he attended.
Wow.
I thought of this the other day. I've covered about 1,400, a little under 1,400, maybe 1,300 Lake County Captains games in 20 years. it's hard. You're going every day when they're home. Sometimes you're going 10 days in a row. You're just sitting there. He did 3 times as many. And he beat a drum. That's a lot harder than typing on a laptop. But he was there. That's all he cared about. And all you did was you knew when that rally was coming. You knew 7th, 8th, 9th inning, or when they got bases loaded, even in the early innings, you were going to hear it.
You were hearing it.
And
loud.
we weren't the only ones. Every team in Major League Baseball knew it.
Oh yeah.
They knew it was coming. You know, and as much as I criticize Jim Donovan,
I saw that piece.
he was perfect the other night in his tribute to John Adams. And he's 100% correct. When you go to Progressive Field in the future, on a summer night especially, close your eyes and you'll hear John Adams. You'll hear him.
You'll hear the drums.
Because he'll never leave. He's there for us forever. Because he is what we root for.
You don't have to be there.
He is a true
Hear
Indian.
it on your TV.
Yeah.
You heard it
Yeah.
on the radio.
Radio. Yeah.
Whether it was
Yeah.
radio
Yeah.
or TV, you heard it.
Now, if MLB wants to make a little tribute to him,
Right.
I think it'd be pretty cool for it to be an MLB The Show.
Oh,
That would be
that
cool.
would be
Wouldn't
really
it?
cool.
That would be
Yeah.
cool.
That
Yeah.
would be cool.
We
They
should
already
write
have
somebody or email somebody.
they already have the little when the Guardians score, they do that ding. They have that.
They could do the.
But
They could,
that should be
yeah,
on
That
there.
would be cool.
That should have
Get the
already been
drums.
on there. Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I did hear yesterday too. They're changing the name of the fan club. I don't know why. I think Wahoo Club is fine, but they're changing it. It's going to be called the 455 Club. Now,
I like that.
for the 455 consecutive sellouts, which is okay. That's what
That's all
that we did that. Clevelanders did that. The fans did that. So that's that's okay. It's still gonna be the same thing. It's what I love is it's people that it's a lot of people that are older than you or I, Chuck,
Oh, for sure.
that are dedicated members of that group.
For sure.
They love that group, and it's very old-fashioned. They get together, players come and they talk to them. It's really a cool thing. So that's going to continue just with a new name. There hasn't been a lot of moves with the team lately. Not much going on.
Spring training
Not really
opens
with
in
anybody.
13 days.
13 days. Yes.
13
Pitchers
days.
and catchers report. Is that a beautiful phrase or what?
I love it. I
That's
can't
so
wait.
beautiful.
Nothing
The only thing
better.
better is play ball.
Yeah, it's
That's
the
the
only
only thing that's better.
You know.
That's the only thing. And they were talking about the other day, gosh, who said it? Somebody, on this show I watched, Daily Blast Live, the guy, one of the hosts on there said that if he ran for president, he'd have 2 campaign promises. Day off after the Super Bowl, day off for opening day in your city for baseball.
I love it.
Yes.
Sounds good to me.
Because it is like a national holiday.
Should be.
I mean, it's a great day. I can't wait. We are
We
64
just
days
have to wait
away.
until 10:10.
We're 64 days away from the home opener.
Yeah.
And then
April
know-
7th, April 7th.
I know a lot of people
4:05.
don't like the 10-10 start on
That's-
opening
That
day.
is ridiculous. MLB should not have done that.
I love it so much because I am a night person.
MLB should not.
No, I'm
For
not
me,
I'm
that's
not a-
3 in the afternoon.
I'm not a fan.
No, me
I,
neither.
I'm like the only one here that
It's
It doesn't make any sense.
I'll tell you guys the next day what happens.
Okay, yeah.
Baseball
Yeah.
does a horrible job
No, they do. Baseball's horrible,
at
Mark.
getting their fans to watch.
Well, you know who's in charge of that league, right?
Rob
Rob Manfred.
Yeah.
Yeah, the trophy's just a piece
that
of
says
tin.
it all.
Freaking third grader played more baseball than him.
Yeah, I mean, but you know what?
not even worth mentioning.
Yeah, let's try to say we're gonna stay positive.
Yeah.
We don't like Manfred. We all know that. Nobody likes Manfred. I don't think I mean,
Haven't met someone.
yeah, no, I'm not. No, former players you hear say stuff, so that's But let's go just touch on the NFL real quick. There's been some coaching hires. I saw that Vic Fangio left the front office of the Eagles. He was there 1 year as a consultant. He's going to be the new defensive coordinator in Miami. He was the Broncos coach.
That should
He
be
was
good
the
for them.
Broncos coach previously before the guy that got shafted this year.
Nathaniel Hackett.
Fangio got shafted. Yeah, Hackett.
Kellen Moore going to San Diego.
Kellen Moore going to San
Yeah.
Diego. Yeah, they.
Or Los Angeles.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
My bad.
Yeah.
You know what? As much as I didn't want him to do well with the Cowboys, I hope he does well in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And I hope the Cowboys offense steps back.
It's either.
What's
I
that?
didn't hear that.
Yeah. They
McCarthy.
parted ways on Sunday.
Yeah,
Party
McCarthy's going to be
ways.
making the offensive calls this coming year.
Oh,
Yes.
God.
So we'll see.
You know, is
All right. Well,
is Peyton
Uh,
coming?
Oh, he signed.
He signed
oh,
with
yeah.
Denver.
Oh, he's going to Denver. Oh yeah,
Good luck.
he's going to Denver. They had to
good
give
luck.
a number one
Good
pick
luck.
up.
another
So
number one.
Denver-
Good luck, Mr. Overrated.
Denver now doesn't have a number one pick until my 1-year-old granddaughter is in middle school. So
Jesus,
how will
seriously?
that go? No, it's quite a bit though. They're
She'll be in
they
school
are-
probably.
I don't know what. Oh, probably. I don't know what
Denver
Sean
sold-
Payton is
sold
thinking.
or sold
I
to the
believe he's
devil.
getting $22
Yeah.
million a year though. That's
I mean,
what
I'd
he's
take
thinking.
That's-
Oh yeah. we
Matt
take
Rule
it.
is suing the
money.
Panthers for wrongful termination.
Who
Okay.
is? Compensation.
Yeah, he wants compensation.
And
Matt, you have no case.
Is he the one that's the?
You're a terrible coach.
He's Nebraska's coach.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's not
I
Nebraska's
think he'll.
coach.
I think
He's
he'll do
fine
good
in
there.
college.
I think he's one
Yeah.
of those guys.
Yeah, he is getting going. You have no. Look what they did after they fired him. They almost made the playoffs.
Yeah.
They played really
They
well.
almost won a great division. Okay, so that's a little over exaggerated.
Yeah.
Well, not since we've got to that.
Oh,
What do you got about Tom Brady retiring? What do you got, Chuck? What do you think?
I think it was time.
Yeah.
I really thought he should have retired last year, but for whatever reason, he decided to come back. They won the division, but it was not a very good division. But I think it was time before he embarrasses himself.
Yeah, and what
And I don't like to see, and we could all
That's it.
argue it all day long.
Yeah.
He is the greatest
Yes.
of all
Yes.
time,
yes.
and I'm glad he's doing it now
Yeah.
and not going back, and because
Well, yeah.
you can definitely see the decline.
And I said a lot of people just didn't want to admit that he was declining
Yeah.
because it's hard to
Oh, yeah.
watch the greatest of all time decline.
Yeah.
And
Us basketball fans don't
You
know
know.
what that's like.
so, what do you think, Josh? And like Chuck and I talked about yesterday, no, we don't want any personal. There's no personal stuff, just football. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you would bring it up, but I'm sick of the people being, oh, you know.
All
Off
I was
the
gonna
field
say,
stuff.
all I was gonna say is, I had more faith in him. Like I think I had more. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, but I believed more that he would have retired last year than this year because he would have went out a lot better if
Yeah,
he retired last
yeah.
year.
Yeah.
You know,
They had the best record the Buccaneers ever had.
I mean, yeah,
in the
he would have
season
went out
last year.
strong. It was tough to watch him play like that because I've
You're-
never seen him play like
You're
that.
telling me.
I've never seen him play like that. But definitely his time. He can't like go on anymore and playing like that. And I really liked his little. Did you see his little video?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I wasted my good speech last year.
Yeah, at least he
So,
admitted. You
yeah.
know, it was real yesterday.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was real.
Yeah.
It was real.
Yeah.
Israel.
What do you think, Tom? Like, you and I, we saw him in person this year. Did you think watching? We were high up. You could see. I like the high seats because you could see what's happening.
Yeah, I mean,
What did you? I said to you before the game, didn't I? When they were warming up. I don't think he's what he was.
I don't think he's what he was. He might have just been playing a great defense that day. I don't know. I don't know. No,
Yeah, I mean, he couldn't beat that defense.
I'll tell you.
Time to go.
I'll tell you. I don't think he had it anymore.
He did.
Greatest of all time at quarterback for sure.
And you know what it was?
It's still amazing that he was a seventh
Sixth
Six.
round.
sixth round
yeah.
draft pick.
99.
Yeah.
6th round draft pick.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, like, when I knew the decline had happened was, and I probably watched them, I would say probably 10 times this year, maybe I got to watch 10 games, was passes behind the receiver. Passes way in front of the receiver. Where before, remember he would throw the ball into the...
I mean, his accuracy
into the,
was crazy.
yeah,
before.
and it wasn't this year. So that, I guess, is what, maybe reflexes not being as good, or I don't know.
Yeah,
But
just-
something that a 45-year-old man, it happens to.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's just incredible that in a league where the average age of retirement is 27 years
Yeah.
old, that this man played till he was 45 years
18
old.
years past.
Well, that could be because a lot of them suck. But
Well, still,
lot of
but still,
injuries, but
I mean,
still,
usually
yeah,
because
you're
it's
right,
but
you're
like
right.
because the hard hitting sport.
And when
it's
does a
very-
quarterback retire usually? Maybe a good quarterback.
a
35?
good quarterback?
35?
Yeah,
So he played
33
10 years
maybe.
I mean,
past.
what,
Yeah.
usually what? Maybe a kicker will play to their 40.
Yes.
Yes.
Quarterback? Are you
Yeah.
kidding
No.
me?
Yeah.
Play at
Yeah.
the level he played at?
It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Incredible.
George Blanda played until he was 41 when we were kids. And I remember thinking George Blanda looked like he was a great grandpa. And Tom Brady played 4 years later.
I mean, look at Peyton Manning his last year.
It wasn't as good.
the neck
Yeah.
injuries.
It was dreadful his last year. I love Peyton Manning. But
And you know
Oh,
what it
yeah.
was too? And they said the offense, they just couldn't do it because they couldn't protect Brady. I'm not sure that was the issue. They never threw long all year.
no.
And when he did,
Could he
it-
not throw long
And when
anymore?
he
You
did,
know what
it
I mean?
wasn't really getting there.
But I'm glad he retired.
Yeah.
I didn't want to see him be any worse. And there were games this year where
Also,
I
like,
actually,
played for the Steelers. I
there
don't know
were
where I put
games
that.
this year where I actually thought to myself, I thought to myself, I want to see Kyle Trask. Let Kyle Trask come in the fourth quarter.
Well, yeah.
Who would have ever thought that you would think bench him?
Yeah.
No,
You don't
People
know.
are going to be stunned when Kyle Trask is a good NFL
I hope
Hey,
he
man,
is.
I
Good.
heard this morning, and it was shocking to me, that he hadn't missed a game in 10 years.
Oh yeah, he never goes out.
Uh-uh.
He had
10
that one
years.
season where he missed like the whole season. Remember?
Tore his ACL.
Tore his ACL.
Yeah. Yeah.
10 years.
No, he wasn't coming out. Like, you know what I mean? And it'll only come out the last game of the season if they have things clinched. Like, he would have played that whole game if they hadn't clinched the week before against the, you know. What were you?
I was just gonna say, on a great positive note, it's Kyle Trask season, baby.
I'm hoping. I
I
want to
am
see
too.
the
I've
kid
always
get
been.
some
I've
kind
al-
of chance.
I've always been a Kyle Trask fan. So.
I mean, but they're probably going to sign somebody.
Oh, they
Although
probably
Tommy
will,
says they're
but still.
$50 million over the salary cap.
Really,
$50 million
That's
without
not good.
Brady.
really.
Yeah, that's not good.
Well,
So,
they signed all those defensive players.
yeah, well, I don't see them getting rid of. I don't know what they'll do. I think they'll upgrade the offensive line
I
because
think
they
may have been
through the draft. They draft
he's gonna
really
have-
well
he's
offensive
gonna
line
be
wise.
pissed when I say this.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
This may have been Mike Evans' last season as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
Why?
I don't believe it.
I'm seeing some stuff earlier.
No, he's going to retire as a Buccaneer.
I think so.
He loves Tampa. He
He
loves.
might, but that
place.
don't mean they won't trade him.
Yeah,
Well, they're not
well,
gonna-
I-
well,
why would they?
if they
I-
want
Why
to
would
keep
they?
their
I
season
had
ticket
mentioned
base,
it-
they won't
Yeah,
trade
why,
him.
why
I
would
had
they
mentioned
trade
to
him?
your
You're like
dad
him
that-
and Braid Song.
I thought that might even blow it up.
No, they're not going to blow.
Your dad said no.
I don't
No.
think they blow it up.
And he
but
knows
I
them
think,
better than I do.
Yeah,
so
no.
I don't think they blow it up. I think they get rid of a guy that's going to be surprising, though, to try and get under. They'll
Maybe a
restructure, and I'm sure they'll get
Yeah,
under
they'll
it
get up.
somehow.
Remember, the cap did go up $14 million too.
16, I think. or
6.
something.
Okay, so we want
So,
to.
but they're
And
$50
you're gonna
million
have,
over
with
you're
that.
gonna have a quarterback on a rookie deal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they would have been
Which is
66 over without the cap going up. So, I mean, you can you could take $1 million off or $2 million off 25 guys or something, which I mean, they're not all making that, but
Yeah.
some Mike Evans, I'm
see.
sure he'll be the type
Some
to
of
say
those-
take $5 million
Some
off
of the
or something.
defensive players.
I'll
are
tell you
gonna
who I
have
could
to
see not coming
Yeah.
back.
renegotiate.
Shaquille Barrett.
Yeah,
Uh,
for sure.
He's making too much.
Yeah, you have a lot of good.
And they did all right
defensive guys
without
that are
him.
gonna want
But
money,
if they
so.
are going to blow it up,
They're not going to do it.
but say they did,
I'd
I'd
You
appreciate
couldn't
like a
listen to it.
nice Vita Vea.
No, they don't need to trade. They don't need to trade anyone. To
It's all right. David's
We'll
going to
take a
sign
D
him.
tackle.
Not Vita Vita Vea either. No.
Levante David's
He
gonna
could
sign
have
with the
been a
Bucks
guest star
Browns.
on the I Love Lucy with the Vita Vita Vegemite. But, no.
If that happens, he would be so pissed.
Watch.
If Levante David signed with the
Oh,
Browns.
Lord, that would be terrible.
Sounds like a possibility.
Woo.
One of the better
Wanting to try to
linebackers
get
in
him.
the
Oh,
league.
well, whatever. We spent too much time on the Buccaneers, I'll admit that. So let's move on to the Cavaliers. The Cleveland Cavaliers.
Well,
4-10. Their last 10.
Okay.
4-6.
Yeah,
We're 4-6.
Yeah.
all right.
That happens.
All
They're young.
right. Teams struggle.
yeah.
The Heat struggled to start the year.
The Nets
The
were
Celtics
horrible.
went through a struggle. The Heat went through a
How
struggle.
about that? How about the Nets?
Yeah, the Nets.
And,
the
Boston
Celtics,
yesterday.
Yeah.
What
After the
happened?
first quarter, the Celtics
30.
were up 46-16.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that.
30.
After
Yeah.
one quarter.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Somebody-
and they didn't they end
Tatum had
losing by
more
like
points than
40?
Yeah,
was like-
139-96,
Yeah.
I think, was the final.
Yeah.
Well, the Nets don't play that well against a really good team.
Okay.
43.
If you've noticed that.
So-
Like even
They
against
don't
the
have
Cavs,
defense.
they beat us when some of our guys were out, but they barely beat us.
'Cause they don't play defense.
The Celtics are going to
No,
win the
they don't.
championship.
No. I
I just
I'd
think
have the
I think it's
Celtics.
clear
I'd have the
that
Celtics.
I
too.
hate it, but I think
Really?
I like Jason Tatum. But I think it's
like the
clear. I
Celtics.
think they're by far. They're
So-
them 3 years.
Cavaliers are going to make a move
Them
here or
2 or
there.
3
I'm
years
not
ago.
sure.
I don't. Why
Them
would
2 or
they?
3 years ago is where the Cavs are right now.
I'm not
They still-
sure.
They still needed
The
3.
Cavs will be that
Within
good.
the inner circle of writers,
Ah.
which I'm not in. I'm kind of on the fringe.
On the
I
fringe.
talk to some that are in it when I'm there. But it doesn't sound like they think they're going to make moves. There is a little talk about is Bickerstaff safe? I think he's safe.
I think he should
I
be.
think
I
they
think he
really
should
like
be.
him a
I think he
lot. I
should
think
be.
it would hurt the morale of the team if he isn't. But yeah, I don't know. I personally do not think he's in trouble or he should be in trouble. But
It made me-
you never know.
For me, it made me feel kind of crappy thinking about Karis LeVert maybe being traded because he's from
I did
near
hear
here.
that.
He was a Cavs fan growing up.
Think about
But
this. How,
he's just not good with this team.
no, I
He's-
don't think he fits in.
He can
I've
score a lot every
I've
now
seen
and then,
him.
but
I've seen him have some pretty good spurts.
Yeah.
cool.
I think
do
Harrison
it
Barrett-
more than once every 3 weeks.
Well, he did. He came up big the other night when Garland had to go out because Garland got in
comes
foul
up
trouble.
big
He's
if he
only
needs to.
he's only good if you can give him the ball.
But he doesn't
every
always
time
get the
down
ball
court.
either.
But he,
That's the
he's,
Remember,
thing.
he doesn't always get the ball.
He's only a
and
scorer.
let's
he's
remember
not a
this
bad
too.
defender either.
Let's remember this too. With the last 14 games, I don't think he's been back 14 yet, but he's been back at least 10, I think. They are still adjusting to Ricky Rubio coming back.
That's true.
Yeah.
And in basketball of all sports, I've understood through the years, although I couldn't draw up a play if you had a machine gun to my head, but I've understood through the years, teamwork in basketball is probably the most important
by far.
thing. So
That and
they're
hockey,
readjusting
soccer.
to Ricky Rubio. And it's going to take time. Remember, Donovan Mitchell did not play with Ricky Rubio here. Played with him
Well,
in,
Mitchell and Garland
in
are still
Utah.
struggling.
But so and Garland, Mitchell's going to have some games. He's not going to score 71 or 50 every game.
No, just every other.
I think as much as an all-star, and I'm not complaining about Mitchell because he's an outstanding player, I still think that he needs to trust his teammates a little bit more.
That comes with time.
And
Yeah, it does.
he's got to understand that this isn't Utah.
And
He's got to be
yeah.
able to trust the Garlands
Well,
and the Allens that we can score
Well, I think
and
he
not
does.
have to take it upon his
I think
shoulders.
he does. But think about this
Yeah.
too. Think about this too. Was he there 4 years in Utah?
I believe it was.
I had to pretty much score all the time.
He was the guy.
So, remember, the mind is a funny thing. You can't always turn it on and off. So it might take some time for him to realize and say, shit, I got like 5 guys around me that can score now.
Right.
Well,
And
So
I
I
think if
think-
he realizes that, I think
I
that's going to
think
help.
he does realize it,
Yeah.
but his mind sometimes. I hear people say he's selfish and stuff. Like,
No.
give me a break.
No.
He is the least selfish player.
Yeah.
There's no way he's selfish.
No.
But would I like to see him pass sometime? There are times where I'll see him come down the court and I think, okay, he's going to pass. And he doesn't.
Yeah.
And he misses the layup.
Garland too, though. Garland's very inefficient offensively this year. Very inefficient.
Well, and they're still adjusting to him, and nothing matters until the playoffs.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, this team,
You make the playoffs, that's what matters.
as crazy as it is, this is a playoff team.
Mhm.
And they're going to
Oh,
play
easy.
their best basketball
Yeah.
at playoff time.
Yes,
And I know that's hard to believe.
Well, it's
But-
like the New England Patriot philosophy. Like Bill Belichick used to always say, if we're good in the 17th game, which is the playoffs, that's what matters.
But I'd like to see him in the top 4 seeds.
Well, I want him to
Not-
get in
not-
the top
not-
4 too.
Not the bottom 4.
No, I don't want him to have to get in
Well,
the
you got to
play.
remember, the play-in is 7, 8, 9, 10.
Problem is,
Yeah.
Got to be a
if
top
they
6.
were to fall
Yeah.
to the play-in,
They better not.
they might have to play in New York, and they can't win in New York for nothing. I don't know. Well, mainly because
It's New York.
I can't mention.
The refs will cheat.
Well, you can
Mr.
say
Shire,
I
let's
can't. Yeah.
keep your
So,
tone.
Yeah.
so
New York.
I like my credential. So I just, I don't want them to fall into the play-in because that could be dangerous. But I think they're on the right path. They're a good
Yeah,
team.
and I think as the season goes, they'll
They're
get better.
young, too.
They'll get
They're
better
like
as the
what?
season goes.
They're a bottom
Their
5
chemistry's
youngest
gonna
team,
it's
top
gonna
5
keep
youngest
clicking.
team.
Right.
Yeah.
It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better.
You know,
Mobley needs to.
And I'm
Mobley's
in the
playing
few.
well.
I'm
He
telling you,
dribbles too much
the-
sometimes.
the-
though.
Sometimes
Mobley is not playing like we thought he would.
he's playing. Mobley is
he-
playing just
He's
fine.
started
I
to
think
play a
Mobley's
little
playing
better.
just
He's
fine.
playing
He's been
just
struggling,
fine.
but now he's finally playing better.
I didn't have a picture of him the other night.
He was struggling
and he
scoring.
was the leading scorer.
He was struggling scoring for a while early in the season.
He led the
But
game
now
you were
he's-
in.
But I'm
What was
going
that?
out there.
Sunday
The
night.
It was
Cavs
Osman.
are going to make a move,
Oh yeah.
and I think it's going to surprise people.
I think a small forward.
He led Tuesday night in scoring only. Yeah, I didn't have a picture. So I don't know if they make a move. Well, we'll see if
We'll see, yeah.
if they make a move. I don't think they're going to, but if they do, then
Yeah.
well, hopefully it's the right one.
Yeah, hopefully.
Their front office is not
Okay.
quite the Guardians' front office, but it's pretty good.
It is.
I think it's good. They built
Yeah.
from zero
Yeah. Oh yeah.
after LeBron
Oh,
James
yeah.
left. Zero.
For sure.
They had
That's
Kevin
another
Love
one,
and
though,
Jetty
so
Osmond.
leaves.
For sure.
Oh, they had Kevin Love and Jetty Osmond. And by the way, I'm going to say it again. Fox 8. Fox 8. The player who wears number 13 on the Cavaliers.
I don't think he wears 13.
He's 13, right?
No.
16. 16.
16. Yeah.
16. Sorry. 16 on the Cavaliers. From Turkey.
It's easier to know someone's name than their number.
His
Yeah.
name spelled C-E-D-I, Osman.
You, don't
You
spell
say it, Jetty, not Chetty. There's no H, PJ Ziegler.
Well, it's not a-
You are a sports anchor. He has been here 6 years. Jetty Osman. I don't know if he rejected you for an interview once or something, but his name is Jetty Osman. Quit disrespecting him by saying his name wrong. You do it every time he does something well, and it's ridiculous. You're better than that, I think. So,
Thanks, Tim.
yeah, I just
I know
had to
what
get
it's
that
like.
off my chest. It drives me crazy.
Say the names right.
Especially
Exactly.
if you're getting.
He's been here 7 years. This is
That's
his
all.
7th year.
I
This is
haven't.
his
I
7th
don't
year.
watch Fox 8 Sports, but say the name right. That's
Well,
all.
it's gone
That's all.
downhill since John Telich.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, you say it
I
right.
mean, you're getting paid how much
You're
money? I mean, it's your
you're a
job.
professional. You
Yeah.
get all the cheat sheets you need. Say
Yeah.
his name correct.
That's true.
It says it in the game notes.
Yeah.
How to pronounce his name.
Yeah.
You know, phonetically. Jedee. 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 There's no
Jedee.
CH anywhere.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, Tim.
That's
All
not
right,
saying
let's bring it
LeBron
back down.
James.
Let's bring it back
I think I
down.
made my point.
You made your
Okay.
point.
I
So,
believe that.
Done.
but I don't know. We,
Because you know Fox 8 is watching this. So.
well, when I tag them, they're going.
I will say something. Bobby Bethard.
Yeah, it's sad that Bobby
we missed
Beathard
that
passed
one,
away
but
too.
rest in peace. You were
Yeah.
great for the NFL.
I didn't know he was with the Chiefs as an executive. Chiefs, Falcons, Redskins, Chargers.
Chargers.
Yeah, I think Chargers was the last team.
4 Super Bowls.
Yeah, great GM, and he did a little broadcasting with NBC
did.
for a while.
Afterwards,
I think when Parcells and was on there. But yeah, he was a really good executive. It's sad that he passed away. But I think that's probably it for tonight,
Yeah,
right?
I-
we
yeah, I
we have a
think so.
big NFL Super Bowl show next
Big
week.
show
next
coming.
Thursday.
Our rectangle table.
Yeah, rectangle tables.
May even have an audience.
All right, it's gonna be awesome.
Yep.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna
Tune
have
in.
everything.
Tell your friends to tune in.
Oh yeah.
It's really gonna be.
Come
good.
on down
It's
to the
gonna be
library.
something.
Yes, it'll be the Wycliffe Public Libraries, where we'll be broadcasting from.
Yep.
Oh.
And I'm
Hopefully,
sure
hopefully we don't get
I'm
thrown
sure we won't be quiet.
out. So
Hey,
hopefully we
it's a
don't get
meeting
thrown out.
room.
Yeah, it's a meeting room, so we should be all right.
We'll have guests. We'll have audience. We'll have maybe a special phone appearance.
Oh,
Maybe
yes,
Sprite.
yes.
It's gonna have it all. Make
Yeah.
sure to tune
We're
in.
not. We probably won't have fireworks, but pretty much everything else.
Yeah, everything else.
So
We don't
until
want to be
then,
too loud for the library.
until then, let's. I think let's say good night. Everybody have a good night.
Good night. Thanks to Armed
And-
Forces, all the police, firefighters that help us. Appreciate it.
We'll see you next week.
Oh, actually, I want to say one last thing.
Okay,
here.
one last thing.
I don't remember for sure if we mentioned it, if I'm starting to lose my marbles or not.
Oh.
But just so we know, it all comes down to the Super Bowl for me and
Yes.
Chuck. Sorry.
They're tied.
Yes,
They're
tied across
yes.
the top.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's it.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.